EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada, where the memorial torch honoring legendary owner Al Davis has just been lit, and we are set for football at Allegiant Stadium. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His defense made a statement their last time out, pitching a shutout in last week's win. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. And off we go from Las Vegas. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victor.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit. Good-naturedly, but they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. You look at this Raiders defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Here's Herbert. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
On 1st down, it's Hampton. They'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Chargers at 12-4 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And the Chargers, 1st down. A gain of 13 yards.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A run once more with Hampton. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
3-3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Gotta get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
To throw is Smith. Open man is Tucker. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. We take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving touchdowns by running backs, and you'll notice his name sits atop the list entering the final weekend. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got him in. It's Brown. Room to maneuver at the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And he stopped immediately there. Juwan Bentley there to get him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. Once again, it's Genty. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tui Pelotu. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Gino. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Myers. So no gain on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing now is Gino. Over the middle, complete. That's Bowers. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
That's another Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
At the Chargers' 22-yard line.
To the air again, Smith. That's to the left side where he's got Bowers. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Now Smith. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Raiders! Ashton Jeanty, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Raiders 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Shifts by him at the 25. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Charger drive about to get going. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. An injury stoppage here, and that's Marquise Brown, who appears to be shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Short throw to Disley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. 2nd and 11. Herbert now. Finding the former Raider, Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's caught by Aguilar. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Omari and Hampton A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are able to widen their advantage. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Extra point try now from Dicker. It's good to make it 17-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been one of the most consistent pieces of their offense all year long, no doubt. Shouldn't be much of a surprise then to see him among the league leaders in rushing here late in the season. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Here's a 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Smith. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. With that, he matches his receiving yards from a week ago. We still have more than a half of football to play. It's a 1st down.
The 41-yard line.
Geno now to throw. It's Myers again with another catch. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Geno going to hand it to Genty. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 33. 18 yards the gain for number 18. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Back to throw, Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Myers. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Chargers' 24-yard line.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. This 2nd and 4. On the zone read, a give to Genty.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And that will be incomplete. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game. That time, unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Now it's Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Herbert. He'll try and do this himself. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7.
A shotgun snap for Smith.
That's caught. It's Dante Thornton.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Smith. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Third down and 13.
To throw is Smith.
He'll drop this underneath for Genty. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. That's just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now at 17-13. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Charger drive about to get going. With only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our trip through the NFL starts now. In the Windy City, the Bears at home to take on the 49ers. And it's Rome Odunze. He's going to find an opening down the field and pull this one in. A 55-yard touchdown. The Bears finish at 5-12. Big changes forthcoming, but they do get the win here in Week 18. With that, a look here at the playoff picture in the NFC here in this final week of the regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And not much happening on the return as they'll get this to about the 23. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set to go once more. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, it resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
A run straight ahead with Genty. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop, too, and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. And
his throw is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. Smith now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
That's the Mayor, the tight end.
Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to bring up second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Tucker. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
13 yards.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down. First and 10.
Throwing is Smith.
That's to Bash over the middle.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
They'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So from Charger territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 38. To the air again, Smith. Open man right side, Myers. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up second down. No, third down.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
From the gun, here's Smith.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly. It helped force the incompletion.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's second and 10.
Now Gino. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain it.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Ashton Jeanty with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for two.
Raiders will line up for the two-point conversion.
It's complete. And he's not going to get in as a try from two comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. Is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Charger drive about to get going. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right? You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case, not the case. Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level. They've been hot so far. Open man, right side. That's McConkey. That next teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game. I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he? I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And running with power here. And he's taken down inside the 30. 58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt. Justin Herbert looking to pass. To the right side and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications. Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Smith. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The 49-yard line.
The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
The Chargers getting set to go. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Herbert now. He's got a man downfield. It's Harris. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's another Chargers first down.
Up the middle, it's Hampton. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. Second down and 8. Back to throw here. Herbert will set up the screen to Hampton. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Omarion Hampton with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point try now from Dicker. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left.
Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A beautiful fake. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Looking to put a drive together. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. With a lot of the media, Charles, ourselves included, starting to prep those MVP ballots, you wonder if last week's performance, which he admitted was not very good, if that hurt him at all coming down the stretch.
Less than 50 yards on the ground in last week's game that you referenced, and let's face it, if he has another game like that, we'll erase him from the MVP discussion. He won't even be talked about anymore. He has to bounce back with 100+ in this one in order to stay in that race.
The Raiders on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Geno now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. Davis now to return it. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Play action. It's Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 4.
Herbert. And this one finds McConkey. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before.
Max Crosby collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Myers in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Short throw caught by Bowers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Brought down back at the 43-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. missing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They snap it to Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, the team with the ball, guess what? Throwing the 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders now set to get the football back. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, it may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Back to throw, Smith. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now it's Smith. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing now is Geno. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Incomplete. He was defended by Tuli Moju.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Again, Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now.
Out of the gun, Smith.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap for Smith.
Open man is tackled. Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and
now
7.
maybe a free play here for Smith.
Over the middle, he's got Myers.
Offside. Defense.
was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They'll come up now on second down. A run out of the gun with Genty.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
A gain of 4 yards. That's another.
Here's Smith.
First down.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Smith to throw. Tucker hauls it in over the middle.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's second down and 3. Smith.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And while it's probably going to take a miracle at this stage, if they come down with this one in the end zone, they've still got a fighting chance. That one, however, winds up incomplete.
Here now, third down. Smith's going to throw it. He'll try to pick it up himself.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Now first and goal.
And the Las Vegas first down.
And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Smith. Now he'll tuck it, feeling the pressure here and take him down. A sack back at the 7.
Third down and goal coming up here.
It's now third and
Here's Smith.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
On fourth down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. This to get it back to a 1-score game. Carlson able to put this one through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So we're back to a 1-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the 1 timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance at getting the ball back.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers.
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Herbert now to throw.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Personally, I think they've got to go somewhere else with the football. They've got to bracket it out there in double coverage. Makes it hard to fit it in time after time.
It would have had to have been an absolutely perfect pass and not good enough.
Out of the gun, they'll run with Hampton. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line.
12 yards. And the Chargers first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
So it's a win here for the L.A. Chargers, and it was thanks to the fine play of their quarterback, CD, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he was just on target all afternoon with 3 touchdown passes. They couldn't find a way to stop him, and ultimately, he guided them to victory.
So for the Chargers, a victory in Week 18 gives them a final mark of 13 up and 4 down.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead.
Meanwhile, for the Raiders, it'll be double digits in losses as they fall to 7-10 for their final mark.
And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.